Greetings and salutations, my dear audience. This is Joe St. Egg Benedictus, just coming to you from the makeshift office. I'll explain in a minute. I want to give a shout out to my pal Mike, to all the visionaries and mystics out there. Thank you for joining me. I have been relegated to a very small office in a time of transition when my office, the administrative offices, and the offices of and the bathrooms are being renovated at our church. So I have this small corner. That's about I want to say about 20% of my books, mostly commentary sets that I have. But one of the things I wanted to show you as we get into the new year is show you kind of my Bible setup and how I use my Bibles and how I've decided to set up my Bible collection, or the Bibles I use regularly. And that comes right here. So all of this right here are the Bibles I use regularly. So let's go through them very briefly and go from there. So this right here, these two are actually both NRSVs. This one I didn't really use much. It's my favorite text block. It's the 9800 Oxford. But I didn't use it because it didn't have a ribbon. But I just purchased these ribbons from Amazon. They go on a leather thing at the top. So I just got that, so I'm probably going to use this more often. I love this particular text block. It's just so clear. You know, it's not a complicated Bible, but it's a great Bible just on the go. But I also have under here another NRSV. This is our Pew Bible that we have. But I also have I put my own ribbons in this one. And this is a Hendrickson Pew Bible. So when I'm looking at the page numbers, or if I want to use the same page numbers as that in the Pew, I do that. But since the writing is really small, I don't really use it much other than for Bible study. But I do love both of these Bibles with that. Then, just for study purposes, I have kind of Bibles here that I use for everyday sermon prep as needed. The Greek New Testament, 4th edition with dictionary. Okay. This is the Allende text. Okay. I got these great Bible markers for it. Just makes it really easy when you're trying to look through, the Greek Bible. And the New Testament markers are here. The Old Testament markers are with the altar. Oh, no. The Jewish Oxford Study Bible right there. So that's the Old Testament labels are there. Anyhow, so there's that. Then I have from the Gideons an ESV, which I rarely use. I only have it for reference if I need to look up something in the ESV. I'm so glad the Gideons are not just in the KJV business, and I'm glad they do use the ESV. Just so people can understand, when they pick up their Gideon Bible at the hotel, they can do that. These used to be our Pew Bibles until we switched them out for all Hendrickson NRSVs. Well, we had several. We had a third of our Pew Bibles were those. I have a King James version because you always need one handy to compare the text. This is an old one, Harper, First Baptist. I've shown this off before. This is a real, just old Bible. Probably from the 60s, I would think. And just a wonderful version. It's cross-referenced, as you can see. And so whenever I need to compare the language or use King James, this is the Bible I use. I use it primarily for reference, but if I ever need a King James, like on the go or at a funeral, it's there. Next is you all probably recognize this. This is my Spirit-filled Life Bible, New Living Translation. This is by Jack Hayford. This is the Bible. It took me 10 years to read through the whole Bible, and I use this. So I use it a lot for the study notes and for the word studies. I still use it for sermons because the study notes are more applicable when you're trying to come up with like sermon illustrations or just ways to connect the text. Under here, I'll show this last, is the Message Bible. Again, just use it for reference. Actually, I don't use the Message Bible that much. I should technically have something more useful here, like which Bible do I use more frequently? The Jewish Study Bible or the Serendipity Student Bible, which I'm showing a video on, or have shown a video on. But but I have all my Bibles there. But the Message does sit here just for use, but I haven't really used it much, so I may switch that out with something something I use more. And then this is the Bible out of which I preach every Sunday. This is the Cambridge NRSV. You've seen this Bible because, again, I preach out of it regularly. And the text and font is big enough for me to be preaching and to use it. If you've ever looked at my why do I use the NRSV to preach, this is the Bible that I'm using. I couldn't get it without the Apocrypha, so I kind of just don't use that, obviously, because the only other Bible they had without the Apocrypha was anglicized, and that just becomes too distracting. But I've used this now for about 2 years, and the 2 ribbons suffice for Sunday morning. I have a page dart there, and it works well, so that stays here. But actually, I'm going to use this for Sunday, so I'm going to come over here and put it over here, so that it's ready to go when come on, camera. It's ready to go when I preach. Is this camera having issues? Come on, stupid. There you go. All right. I have my other Bibles here, because even though I boxed up most of my books, I couldn't bear to box up my Bibles. Some of those you recognize, some you may not. All right, so when we go back here, there's one Bible you might say, where's Joe's favorite Bible? Where's the Bible that he uses to actually prep sermons? And that, my friends, once I get this back, oops. So my favorite Bible that I use for sermon prep is close at hand. Right there. That's the 4th edition, New Oxford Annotated. It's too big to put on the shelf. It's too nice to keep somewhere else. And I use it every week to do all my sermon prep and Bible study prep. This is my study Bible for all things ministry. And so when I'm not prepping, I just simply put it in this drawer. Those are my sermon notes for this week. And voila, there you go. So that is my office. That is my office as it stands right now temporarily. And this is where my office used to be. There you go.